Today, we pay tribute to one of NASCAR's fearless warriors, a driver who lived for speed and took on every challenge that came his way, Bobby Allison. More than just a racer, Bobby was a fighter, a storyteller, and a legend. But behind the high-speed thrills and victories, there was a man who endured unimaginable losses and kept moving forward. Imagine waking up every day by the peaceful shores of Lake Norman, fishing off the dock, a world away from the roars of the racetrack. That was Bobby's life after his career. If you saw him here, you'd never know he was once one of America's racing titans. Born with a need for speed, Bobby began his racing journey on the dusty ovals of Florida back in the 1950s. Just a teen then, he managed to convince his mom to sign a waiver, supposedly for a one-time race. But Bobby had other plans. He wasn't looking for just one race, he was ready for a lifetime on the track. Alongside his brother Donnie and friend Red Farmer, they became legends, known as the Alabama Gang. Over a career spanning decades, Bobby Allison made his name known in the world of NASCAR. With 85 wins to his name, he became one of the sport's biggest stars, going toe-to-toe with icons like Richard Petty. But it wasn't just about the trophies, it was about his unbreakable drive to win, to keep racing no matter what. Bobby's fiery spirit led to some unforgettable moments, like the infamous brawl at the 1979 Daytona 500, where he and Cale Yarborough threw down in a live TV fistfight that made NASCAR history. "He just kept hitting my fists with his nose," Bobby joked. It's a line fans still remember to this day. But NASCAR wasn't Bobby's only game. He raced Indy cars, tried his hand at IROC, and even tested a Can-Am car. If it had wheels and could go fast, Bobby was in. Yet, despite his ventures outside stock car racing, he always came back to the ovals, the world he knew best. Then, in 1988, disaster struck. A brutal crash at Pocono left Bobby with no memory of an entire year, including the legendary moment when he won the Daytona 500 with his son Davey in second place. Imagine that, one of the biggest highlights of your life, erased. Bobby would always joke about remembering only a fishing tournament win, but this was a loss that cut deep. As if that wasn't enough, tragedy hit again. Bobby lost both of his sons, Davey and Clifford, in separate accidents. For any father, it would be an unbearable heartbreak. But for Bobby, these losses became scars he carried with strength and grace. Even after leaving the track, Bobby never stopped being an ambassador for racing. He used his voice to push for safety in NASCAR, speaking openly about concussions and driver protection. Fans adored him not just for his driving but for his sense of humor and honesty. And yes, he kept a small box of his racing memorabilia, but he always said his best days were now on the lake, casting a line. Bobby Allison wasn't just a driver, he was a living chapter in NASCAR's history, a champion, a fighter, and a father. And though he may be gone, his legacy is forever burned into the heart of American motorsport. Rest in peace, Bobby Allison, a true legend of the track.